Hello, Doug Payne with Extreme Colors Auto Spa of Greenville. I want to teach you how to properly remove paint protection film, the old nasty film like we have on this Porsche 911. I mean, the best advice I have to give you is don't remove it, right? That's the best advice. But if you do take on a job, and we typically do not remove old paint protection film if we did not initially install it. We go through a lot of care when we do an install to make sure that if the film ever has to be removed, that it's easier to remove. Plus our film is a 10-year film. This Porsche here had a 2-year film on it, and it's a 1997, if that tells you how old this film is. But like I say, I recommend if you don't install it, unless you just really need something to do, then I would recommend not doing it. We agreed to do it on this car because we're doing it this video. And like I say, our film doesn't disintegrate like this. You may think that if you have, a car that came with OEM paint protection film, that it's a better film, but it's not. Even the new cars that we do, the BMW M2s that come with the factory pieces, and the M3s, the Corvettes, the new Porsche 911s, we go back and we generally replace those with our 10-year film and replace their 2-year film. But anyway, so I'm gonna teach you how we do it here when we do take it off. And the method that I'm using here can only be used on metal. Do not use this on plastic, fiberglass, rubber, any kind of composite material, because it will destroy the surface. So I'm going to use an eraser wheel. So if this film right here, if this nasty film, and I've already started removing it, and you can kind of see, this came up to here, but I've already started removing it. But if this was on the front bumper, then you cannot use this method, and it would basically have to go to a body shop and have the bumper ground down and repainted, unfortunately. Eraser wheels are safe. Some people think they're too aggressive. This is your option. Eraser wheel, spend 3 or 4 days getting it off with a steamer and a little chiseler and probably damage the paint, or go to a body shop and have them grind it off and repaint the quarter panel. This is the best option, I promise you. Newer paint protection film, we will use a steamer to take it off, or if we installed the film originally, we'll use a steamer to take it off. But on something old and deteriorated like this is what we use. So, and these are the other products that I use. So I've got Xpel Sealant. You can use any kind of wax or sealant of your choice. And what we do, we go ahead and put down the sealant over the film and around the film. And what that does is, when you have this gummy nasty that we end up moving to the edge, it makes it where it don't stick to the edge, and look at it, it just comes right off. Look at that. And we also put it on the film for the very same reason, so that when it sticks to the film, it won't over bond to it and you can peel it off. Because that's basically what you're turning this film down to, is that material right there. It's like gummy. So we go ahead and put that down first. Like I say, any kind of wax or sealant of your choice, it really don't matter. We just needed to slicken the surface. And then we have, of course, O&R, Optimum No Rinse, we used before we even started, just to kind of get the area clean. And we're going to use Goo Gone as kind of a prerequisite for our Xpel Clear Bra Cleaner. Xpel Clear Bra Cleaner, you're going to thank me for this later. This stuff is incredible. I'm telling you, it's safe for clear bra, which means it's really, really safe stuff, but it's very, very potent, and it will clean. This is like, this adhesive, it's magic, I'm telling you. So get yourself some of that. But back to this. So the cordless drills work better when you're using an eraser wheel. And we do like the 3M eraser wheels. You'll pay $30 to $40 for it, but it'll last you a lot longer than some of the cheaper versions. So you're basically just going to come up. What I've done here, I've broken this down into smaller parts. So, I ran my eraser wheel here. I did the same thing here before I removed that, and I'll keep doing that. And that's how I'll do it. But I'm going to break it down into small, manageable sections, kind of like you would any kind of task you're doing that takes a lot of time, and maybe you want to break it up into a lot of smaller tasks. That's what I'm doing here. But you're basically just going to run this over it. This is not going to damage the paint. Like I say, as long as you're on metal, it's not going to damage anything. And you got to be patient. You got to take your time. Basically, I'm just moving that film a little at a time. So if you agree to do a job like this, you just need to know it's time consuming. Even with this method, it's still going to take one side. I've already done most of the other side, and that took me probably about an hour. So you're going to have, I would say from start to finish, you could figure about 3 hours for 2 sides. So if you do this for a living, I imagine you're somewhere at $50 to $75 an hour. You need to calculate it accordingly. But all I'm doing is moving this little at a time. The reason I'm doing this outside is because our shops, we have climate controlled shops. They're epoxy floor. We got LED lights, but we call them labs, not shops, because we keep them so clean. And I just don't want this in there. All this little, you know, when this dries out, all these little specks will inadvertently end up in our clear bra installations. It'll end up in our ceramic coating. So anytime we take stuff like this off, we do it outside. But to be honest, you don't want to be in the sun. The sun's kind of moved on us, and I'm actually in the sun now. You really want to do this in the shade because you don't want it to get too hot. See, it's just kind of melting this stuff into this gum-like substance. Now, so what's going to happen is this is very hot right here, and I mean it's nasty, but as it cools back down, it'll harden, and then you'll be able to, basically it'll just come right off. And since I put the wax down ahead of time, you can see how easy it comes off. But I'm gonna let that cool off for just a second, and then I'm gonna show you how this works. So I want to spray a little Goo Gone on there ahead of time, kind of let it start breaking that down, the leftover adhesive, a little residue. And it seems like that didn't do much, but it did, trust me. Now, like I say, this Xpel Clear Bra Cleaner is just magic. I'll let it sit on there. I'm really not having to put a lot of effort into this either. You can see how much it's cleaned already. And if I were to wait, and normally I would do all of this and then come back and do the cleanup process, I just kind of wanted to show you how this works. You can see we already have pretty much cleaned that, and this is just still hot. See, it just makes that go away. But anyway, I just wanted to show you that just to try to help some of y'all out, because on some of the groups that I'm in on social media, this question gets asked a lot, and I believe this is the quickest method. Maybe there's a quicker method, I don't know, but this is what I've came to after doing clear bra since 2006 and having removed a lot. This is what I've came up with. But anyway, I appreciate you watching, and have a great day.